Welcome! In this video, we'll go into some rope flow basics to help you understand what is the underhand, what is the overhand movement, and how do you transition between the two. So first of all, if you have your rope in one hand, right now you will see I have it in my right hand, and I'm facing forward in one direction. If I'm swinging the rope and it's going from my top moving to the bottom, this is what we call the overhand movement. An easy way to think of it is the overhand movement is like a throwing movement, like you're throwing something over your shoulder. And from here, as you start to get used to this movement, I want you to turn and face the rope, but keep it spinning in that same plane. This is what we call the propeller, right? Like the front of a propeller for a plane. And now if you face the other direction, which is my right over here, you can see I'm still keeping my rope over here. Now the rope is on the left side of my body. I'm still holding it in the right hand and I'm still moving it in the same direction. It actually becomes an underhand movement. Underhand is basically when you have the rope coming from the bottom, moving towards the top, all right? And when I'm having the rope in my right hand right now, it's kind of like a backhand movement. If I were to play tennis or badminton, it's backhand and I'm hitting a ball away, right? So when you're starting out, I want you to start practicing the overhand and underhand just to get used to swinging of the rope in those different directions. Because what you will notice is your body will take some time to adjust between overhand and underhand. Because when you're in overhand, the rope is coming from your top. Now you go to propeller, now you go to underhand, and now the rope's coming from the bottom instead. The main thing that you want to understand when you flow is that there's this thing called the Cardinal Law. Basically, the idea here is that the rope is always swinging in the same direction. And if you try to suddenly change direction, it's going to interrupt the movement of your rope, right? So there are ways to change directions, which we'll go into in more advanced classes. But over here, you just want to understand that the main primary goal is that the rope is always going in the same direction here. So notice, no matter how I move my body, the rope is always going in the same direction. And in your case, from the video here, it's going to be going clockwise, I believe. But from my view, because I'm holding the rope facing the camera, it is going counterclockwise for me. So we'll go into advanced moves, but get used to swinging it on one side first. Propeller, underhand, propeller, overhand, propeller, underhand. Once you get used to using it on your right hand, make sure you practice with your left hand too. So same thing, overhand, propeller, underhand, propeller, overhand. Always make sure you're practicing both sides of your body so you are equal. So let's look at it from the front. This is the overhand. It's coming from the top, going to the bottom. This is the underhand, going from the bottom to the top. Can you see how this is kind of like a golf swing or like a bowling movement? And the overhand is sort of like throwing, right? Okay, assuming you know the foundations around overhand and underhand, what's next? How do you start to improve your posture, your movements? The first thing that you want to know is when you start flowing, generally what most people will be doing is they tend to use their hand a lot. So they have very exaggerated hand movements, and that's okay. Your goal is just to get used to the mechanics of the movement first, and then you can start to fine-tune your actual movements to look a bit better, but not only that, engage your body in the right way as well. So when you're moving, when you're doing your swings, an ideal position should be your arm is close to your body. So your elbow should be close to your body, and most of the movement should be coming from your wrist. Not only that, your goal is to keep the rope nice and taut, or have that tension in the rope. So you don't want it to be like flimsy like this, right? So keep the rope tight, and that's all about timing. You can keep the rope tight while going slowly. You don't necessarily have to go fast to keep it tight. Make sense? So you can go slowly as well, and you can keep it tight. The second thing that you want to know is that when you do your movements, engage your whole body, not just your hands. So you can bend your knees to use that to help you time the beat as well. You know, if you're going underhand, same thing, bounce up when it goes up. So use more of that wrist, less of that arm. More of the wrist. When you transition, another thing to start to pay attention to when you get a bit better is the positioning of your legs and how you shift your weight. So you're not just moving legs like this way, that way. It's not just looking with your head. If you're still getting used to it and you're not used to the idea of moving your entire body, you can start with just moving your head just to see, okay, this is overhand. Now I'm underhand. Overhand, underhand. But when you get a bit better, you want to make sure that you have the right posture. So a good stance is generally legs shoulder width apart. So what you can see is if I'm doing the overhand, I'm turning my body a little bit and I'm bending my backward leg, which in this case is my right leg, like this. And then forward propeller, underhand. Forward propeller, overhand. So look at my legs as well. They're twisting as I turn. So my backward leg is usually the one that is angled. Your load is on your front leg.